So today I'm going to show you guys how to separate your worms from your worm bin if you don't have a flow-through system. So what I have here is a worm bin that is currently in process. So we're still using this one. I just want to show you guys maybe what the worms look like if you haven't seen them. And you see one right here. So this is a red worm. This is the worm that we use for composting, and there are a lot of special properties about this worm. One is that it eats its body weight every day. They breed very fast, and they can live pretty much exclusively on a diet of our kitchen scraps. So it makes them really good for composting. Okay, and so I had a bin going over here as well, and I just emptied it out. I'm going to show you where I emptied it out to. So this was my bin, my previous bin. I just emptied it out. Okay, so follow me over here. And so what I did here is I have a screen that I made out of hardware cloth. You can see the hardware cloth beneath. That's a 1/2-inch hardware cloth. You find it at any hardware store. It's made out of stainless. I think it's made out of steel. And on top of that, I've dumped out my finished worm compost. So you can see there's pretty much no food or very little food left in here for the worms. It's pretty much all compost. Okay, just a little bit of woody materials left that'll break down in the soil. Okay, and underneath this screen, I have piled up some fresh kitchen scrap, or not fresh kitchen scrap, but I took out a little bit of material from the unfinished worm bin. So you can see there's a lot of unfinished material in here. Okay, and so what's happening is as the vermicompost on top of the screen dries out, it forces the worms to go down into the kitchen scraps below, and that's because the worms don't like any dry area. They like their homes to be moist, and if they're in the sun too long, they'll actually dry out really fast and die. And so basically what's happening here is let me see here. This worm compost on top is drying out. You can see the top layer is already getting pretty dry, and then as it finishes drying out, it'll push all the worms down. You see some worms are still hanging up here. You know, I got a bunch of worms here, and so you'll see if I drop them here, they'll start to immediately move down because they really do not like the sun. You see them squirming, and there he goes. He's going down away from the heat, trying to find his way. And so they're pretty quick about this. And so in a few hours, once all the compost on the top dries out just a bit, you'll see again underneath, and you already see it happening here. There are already some worms that have made their way down here. Just saw one. Oh, here we go. There's already some worms down here, and so within a few hours all the worms should have transferred down. I'll have all my vermicompost on top and all my worms down here so that I can put them back into my bin and start a new bin. Alright, simple as that, and look out for our next video.